Good evening, San Francisco. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'm Gage Samoji. He's Emerson Hip. And this is the Intoxicated Sports Report.
What is that from?
It's a...
Sound like Fred Durst. Or...
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Is that right?
It's a TikTok of a guy acting like Fred Durst. Sorry, little girl. I can run it back one more time for you.
No. Oh, my Lord. That's foul.
Ooh, it's a very, very nice... It's a victory Wednesday for me, actually. It's a victory Wednesday for me. Bud. Feeling very good today.
Glad you had to root for the Eagles last week.
Well, Eagles fly.
Yeah.
At least last week. So, that's that. How you doing today?
Do you know that you said like pretty much the exact same thing last year when the Niners lost?
I know I did. That's why I said it again. That's why I wanted to start out on purpose today. I know what I'm doing.
Good for you.
Come on.
Good for you.
Hey,
We're on the same boat.
I'm playing chess.
We're on the same boat.
Playing chess over here. But in all seriousness, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Good to see you.
That was
nice.
That's kind of cute.
Ooh, that was cool.
It wasn't what me and Garrett did a couple years ago, but
That's
off limits.
never to be done again.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the Niners and the Cowboys are in the same boat. Just the Niners go just a little bit further than the Cowboys.
Like the Cowboys stop at the division round. You guys just happen to stop.
They make the heartbreak a little harder
at the championship round. So,
but yeah, we're here.
We're here.
We're alive. I'm over it.
Are you?
Yeah.
I was over by the time we had our podcast last week, for sure.
For the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when you give yourself a few days to collect yourself, it's not as raw.
No.
Like, if you asked me, third quarter of the game, I was dropping bombs.
would have been our best episode yet, by far.
It would have been inappropriate for sure. Inappropriate.
Devin and I conveniently showed up into the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my thinking though. So I had a little PTSD, I have to admit.
Sure.
Because last year at Dover, I had to see the Niners beat the Cowboys. They beat the Packers. And halftime, we left that Rams game last year. The Niners were winning.
I wasn't there, but yeah.
And we're leaving, and I swear to God, it was when everything swung for the Rams in that game.
Because the Niners were winning until the fourth quarter. They were up by 10, I think.
I think we left probably third quarter, maybe, something like that. So I thought, what would Emerson do? He would not go to the same place over and over to keep watching games that hurt him.
Right, yeah.
Being the superstitious baseball player that you have been in your life.
Bro, 2014 was something else. You know that.
It was.
We're not talking about football.
Hey, why did you not watch a Niner game for the rest of the season at Palisades this year? Because last time we went, Niners got smoked by the Chiefs.
Oh, well.
I know you probably didn't purposely.
We did kind of watch the Niners beat the Chargers, but we did finish that game somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's fair.
I also didn't want to be with you guys, honestly, if the Niners were kicking ass. I don't want to be there. We were going to show up eventually, but I wanted to be there.
Come on.
A little after.
Just accept your fate, Gage.
No, accept your fate. I'll take it when it's the Cowboys playing the Niners, but besides that, if I don't have to be there, I'm not going to be there. But thanks once again to Dylan and Katie for having us over.
Yeah, they're always
2 weeks in a row.
Cordial guests, hosts rather.
And yeah, it was pretty good turnout. Like I said, I wasn't there for that long. Not really tripping about it. It was nice not having a terrible hangover like you might have had. No, you said you weren't that bad.
Could have been worse. I definitely was a little hungover, but
your night ended at Applebee's.
Shh. No one knows that.
Oh, sorry.
Except for you.
No, it's I meant Stones.
Yeah, Stones. Yeah, even better.
At least you get some kind of street cred with Stones.
True. Could have got stabbed there and
Hey, chill. We don't talk shit about Stones on this podcast.
Did we declare that already?
I'm declaring it now.
Okay, fair enough.
Declaring it now.
Stone slander, is that a new part of jail?
It is now.
It is now.
Whoa. Hold on.
You okay? Are you putting it in?
Should I?
I don't know. I just wasn't sure what you were doing there.
No, I just...
Are you fucking up your computer?
I fucked up my computer. God damn. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Nah, do you want to add Stone slander? Is that too much?
I don't know. If you want to do it, that's okay.
No, we won't do it. It's not really necessary.
It'd be kind of funny, but...
I like Stones. I do. are we drinking?
So today we're doing, I believe this might have been a TikTok trend, if you want to call it that.
I have seen this
Yeah.
on Instagram.
So there's this thing, and we have Coronas here, ready for business. There's this thing going around where, especially if you follow Tim the Tank, he's the king of doing these reviews.
Who?
Tim the Tank. He's on Instagram and TikTok.
Is he a blondie?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the guy I've seen doing this. Yeah.
So he does all these, drink reviews, and this is where he's the one who I saw doing it first. But you mix a shot of Di Serono, which we have our little mini shooters here.
Right there.
Di Serono's Amaretto, which is like a almond flavored liqueur, and you mix it with Corona, and apparently, so we're doing that now. Apparently, this tastes just like Dr. Pepper, and we're about to do a little test of our own.
Are you a Dr. Pepper guy?
I used to despise Dr. Pepper when I was a younger, soda drinker, if you will, and then I started becoming my favorite, my go-to soda.
I am on the train of thinking Dr. Pepper, little overrated, in my opinion.
It's sweeter than most sodas, I think. It's got a lot going on. Okay, that's right. But it was probably my last go-to soda before I don't drink soda anymore, really.
You
Yeah.
shouldn't.
I mean,
Well-
7-Up is probably my Sprite. I hate 7-Up. Sprite.
You don't like 7-Up?
I don't like
You can't. You won't drink it.
I will take Sprite and Sierra Mist over 7-Up.
Wow. You know Sierra Mist isn't Sierra Mist anymore?
It's Mist Twist.
No, it's called a totally different thing.
Really? Like they've rebranded?
I forget what it's called. I just saw it at Safeway over the weekend. But yeah, they totally rebranded. No different type thing.
Interesting.
I'm sure it's still the same great taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like 7-Up. I grew up drinking Sprite because my mom didn't let me drink Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Because there was caffeine in Coca-Cola.
Yeah, there's caffeine in Coke. I don't know if there is in Dr. Pepper or not, but there's none in the light sodas.
No. Still a lot of sugar, but not caffeine.
Correct.
So thanks, Mom. Did you ever were you ever one of those kids who liked root beer and cream soda?
I liked root beer. I wasn't a cream soda guy though.
I was a root beer guy.
I also, when I was younger and when I was in a root beer phase, and a place told me they didn't have root beer, but they offered me Dr. Pepper, I used to hate that. Because I never felt like they were the same.
It's not the same. That's not the same.
Well, I never felt like they were even really that similar. I can kind of see it now, but that always was that's why are you offering me that? Because it's not, to me, it's not anything close.
Like, how dare you even bring my favorite soda in the same breath as Dr. Pepper?
Exactly.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Were you a Shirley Temple or Roy Rogers guy?
Shirley Temple.
Yeah, Shirley Temple.
But I have nothing against Roy Rogers. But Shirley Temple, yeah.
Because Roy Rogers is
Is the same thing, but with Coke instead of Sprite. Yeah.
Got it.
The other reason we're doing this, shout out to a new follower that we have. I'll say all the names actually. It's Mark, Spencer, and Shelby, guests of the Marriott over the past weekend.
Wow.
They're actually locals, but they came on my last day before anyone else was there.
There you go.
They actually found out it was my last day the day before, so they came back and were like,
That's
"Oh,
nice.
this is our guy.
That's
we want to
nice.
go see him for his last day." So I thought that was really cool. So I want to give them a shout out.
Thank you.
And they were drinking these because they know about the whole trend,
And what did they say?
and they think it tastes just like Dr.
Wow.
Pepper. So
Glad you mentioned it because I almost forgot. You're done working at the Marriott.
my last day at the Marriott has come and gone.
There was probably what, eight or 10 of us.
There's a good little group. Yeah.
Well, your parents
Plus
and then,
parents, yeah, and then 8 or 10 of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very nice. It was a good time.
It was a good time.
It was busy as fuck.
It was busy. You were scooting.
Yeah.
We made you work that last
Yeah.
night.
But,
I try to make it easy on you. Like, hey, what do you want? Just give me a
I
beer.
know. I love the beer.
I'll just take a beer. I can tell your business I'm gonna have.
Because nobody else was doing that in the group. Maybe Danny, but yeah.
So it's been a great time seeing you at the Marriott. It's sad that it's over, but I'm happy for you because you're better. Not to say that place is bad, but I want to see you thrive in other things other
Right.
than maybe that.
And
If you want to be a bartender somewhere else, I'd be like, cool, different scenery.
Right.
I know it's not really what you want to do,
That's not the goal right now, but yeah,
but it's nice that you were there what 5 or 6 years.
almost 6, yeah.
Almost 6 years, which
Yeah.
is an incredibly long amount of time to be somewhere.
Yeah.
I've never had a job for that long, so I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you have the courage to, go do something.
Yeah.
Say I'm done, and
Gonna take a shot doing something else.
That's great.
See how it goes.
why not?
This is probably my best opportunity to do it. So,
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers.
And we're gonna see how this goes. Dr. Pepper or not. It's pretty fucking close.
It tastes just like it.
It's
Well,
there's a different little bitterness at the end, but it's pretty fucking close.
That's the closest thing you're gonna get to Dr. Pepper. That's amazing.
That's hilarious. That's pretty damn good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's dangerous because now this just became like
It's
a
soda.
double IPA. But we're
Is
drinking.
that the alcohol content?
I mean, if you're doing math, yeah, because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
this. I believe this is 40% alcohol. No, it's only 28, but still, this is probably now become an 8 or 9% beer.
It has a little different aftertaste,
Right.
like Dr. Pepper,
But like straight off the tongue,
it's
definitely
damn close.
It's got that sweetness. Yeah.
It's damn. I recommend anybody trying this. Absolutely.
Do we need to try Diet Cocaine next time? Have you heard about that trend?
No.
It's apparently Tom Hanks' drink, where he mixes Diet Coke with champagne, and it's not supposed to taste like anything specific, but it's his favorite drink.
I've seen someone do that. And
Yeah.
it's supposed to taste like what?
It's just his favorite drink. It's not trying to replicate anything, but
I mean, if we could pull that next week somehow, we'll see.
that'd be funny.
So, if not, we can do.
We can do somewhere down the line if we want to.
Yeah. We can start doing trends of drinks that people do
Right.
on TikTok or.
Spagliatos.
I hate to be that guy, but it would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So what do we got going on today, friend?
So we are, of course, going to recap Championship Sunday.
Yes, we are.
How could we not?
Of course.
Going to do just a quick little, give some initial thoughts on the Super Bowl matchup, but we're going to do our full breakdown next episode. There's some few NFL offseason notes that we're going to talk about as well. A couple head coaching hires.
There you go.
And then since we are leaving for France on Monday, we're going to do a quick PSG update as well before we get to the last call.
Ooh.
Ooh-wee. Are you ready?
Hey, yeah.
Freddy?
Let's go for it.
Boom. So we're going to get right to it. Eagles beat the Niners 31-7. This wasn't much of a game. It never really was.
No, it wasn't.
From the get-go.
I'm going to say it off top, like I told your dad and you earlier. I have never seen anything like what I saw from the quarterback position on the Niners' part. Brock Purdy gets hurt, torn UCL, is that what's
That's what's been
the
reported.
verdict
Yeah.
on it?
Yep.
Josh Johnson comes in, and I think at that point we all knew. I know when I saw when I was watching TV, and I was like, wait. I was like, who's that?
Yeah.
Is that Josh? That's Josh Johnson playing? At that point, I'm thinking either Brock Purdy cannot play, or they're going to give Josh Johnson a couple snaps, and Purdy will come
Should
back
give
in.
yeah. To me, when it became pretty clear that
Purdy clear?
pretty clear that he wasn't coming back in the game, that's when I knew the game was over.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, I knew, I didn't think the Niners.
Like, when he didn't come back at some point later in the second quarter, I'm like, he's done.
And let's say Josh Johnson would have came in and somehow the Niners won that game. You got to give Kyle Shanahan.
I mean, yeah.
The Niners almost deserved the Super Bowl at that point if they would have won that game.
I think there would be more slander on what the Eagles did to not win that game
It was a
than
really
than
bad
anything.
loss by the Eagles.
Right.
I agree with you. As soon as Josh Johnson came in, and he was permanently in.
Yeah.
It was over.
And then he got hurt.
Then he got concussed out for the game.
Yeah.
So Brock Purdy had to come back in. I
And
know
it was like a decoy, essentially.
And I know Christian McCaffrey. I think did he throw one pass?
I think he may have thrown a pass. He took some snaps, but yeah.
There was a point where he was trying to get the
Oh, get the fucking
the headphone,
the mic
in his helmet.
I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, we're resorting to this? Like, this is a joke."
And so, like you said, Brock Purdy did come back as a decoy. I think he threw one more pass.
I think
It was a
through
screen
one,
pass.
maybe two, yeah.
That's all he could do. It's just, and I feel like a lot of people on social media were giving Brock Purdy shit for not coming out.
Yeah, they were coming to conclusions too fast.
You know, or they're like, oh, Mahomes could play on one leg and still win the game. Brock Purdy can't come out with a bad elbow. I guarantee if Patrick Mahomes, if that happened to him, he'd be doing the same thing because it's your throwing elbow. I mean,
Right.
yeah, your high ankle sprain. I've had ankle sprains, maybe not a high one, but they're not nice. But he still throw the football a little bit.
That's a dumbass comparison because a leg for a quarterback versus their throwing arm
Exactly.
is not the same fucking thing.
No.
Like, stop that. Right.
That's
now.
like saying, like a pitcher could pitch on a bad leg, but he can't on his throwing arm. He cannot pitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that would do Brock Purdy an injustice. Maybe longer in his career. I know he's young, but you don't want him to tear something worse than it
Well,
already
yeah.
is.
I mean, trying to throw with a fucking torn elbow ligament, you're not going to be able to do it. I think he kind of proved that. Like, even that little check down to McCaffrey was, a lob at best.
And I gotta say, seeing the play initially, I think when I saw it live, I didn't really think much of it. I was like,
Yeah.
it's just he got to him, and it was almost an interception by the Eagles.
Right.
And then,
Well, was it technically a strip sack?
oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was okay.
Yeah.
But even in the slow motion, I thought it was more of his wrist.
Right, because it kind of the middle of his forearm got hit, right?
Yeah, like I think in the.
But I think if you imagine the torque that he's trying to throw the ball with a lot of velocity, and someone's stopping him from doing that while he's in mid throw, that's probably what really got him. Unfortunately, I felt bad for him that he did have to come back in the game, and kind of be embarrassed in a way, because of course any Niner fan that's watching him come back in the game is like, well, if he's in there, he's playing, right? Like we're playing football, but he obviously could not throw the ball. He was just there to. Be a guy that could hand the ball out.
Well, I think that's Kyle Shanahan, at least trying to throw the Eagles off guard a little bit. Because if you have McCaffrey or Debo out there trying to throw the ball, the Eagles know okay.
Or not even trying to throw the ball, but just taking the snap. You're like these guys aren't a threat. Exactly. They're not a threat. Yeah.
So put him back out there. I understand why he did that.
Right.
It was just a pure decoy situation.
Yeah, and just absolute desperation.
And so I heard Purdy, like I said, torn UCL. And I saw something on Twitter according to, I think it's Dob Kleiman. Mm-hmm. He was on the Dan Patrick Show, and he said that he needs Tommy John and will miss a year. But also I heard on the radio that they don't really know. There's different stories going on, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the situation really is. I don't think anybody knows besides Brock Purdy and the doctors.
The first reports I heard was that it's a 6-month recovery period.
He'll be out. Yeah, he'll be out 6 months regardless.
Right. I mean, who knows really what it is? I know the throwing motion of a football is a lot healthier for the elbow than the throwing motion of a baseball, which is why I think it takes pitchers a longer time to recover. It's generally 12 to 14 months for pitchers, but it's tough for him. I feel bad for him, especially all the success that he had in the season I stand like that.
And I would imagine as a Niner fan, seeing what happened. I mean, yeah, you're bummed, but you can't get mad at this. It's almost like you're numb to it because it just the circumstances are so ridiculous and hardly ever happen.
As much as anything, it's like disappointment. Because the best metaphor I could think of was, it's like, okay, you're driving through Southern California, you've picked out one day to go to Disneyland, and you're really stoked to go on Space Mountain. And you're like front of the line at Space Mountain, and the ride breaks down, and they tell you Space Mountain's closed for the rest of the day.
Okay.
I mean, like that's like as close as you can get for me.
That's a bummer.
Yeah,
that'd be a bummer for sure.
Yeah, it's just like you didn't even get to watch what your team could do.
Because when I showed up, you guys were bummed, you were down, but you weren't. Like your spirits were higher than I thought they would be because, like you said,
I didn't watch my team get blown out. You didn't get on paper.
And then your metaphor, you didn't get the ride.
Right.
You got there and they said sorry.
Yeah. It wasn't like I got on Space Mountain for the first time and it was the shittiest ride ever. It's like I didn't even get to get on it,
And I think, at full strength, the Eagles maybe would have won, but we don't know that.
Right, and I think
we'll never know that.
Right, I think we both acknowledge that we thought that the Eagles were, the deserved favorite going in. You got on paper the better quarterback of two really good rosters. Home field advantage.
I thought home field was huge.
Yeah, absolutely. But I even think that the Eagles didn't play a very good game.
I was just gonna say they did not play a good game. The score.
The score does not really indicate what happened. I mean, I guess it does in a way.
And the Niners defense, man, they showed up, and they gave up 31, but at least first half, the first three quarters of that game,
they made Jalen Hurts earn it. The running game or the run defense was, they gave up some bigger plays. Javon Kinlaw had a really rough day. Obviously, you probably saw that on social media, him getting lit up. But Jalen Hurts was pretty fucking pedestrian. 15 out of 25 for only 120 yards passing.
He made Dak Prescott look good.
Yeah.
As a joke. But
no touchdown passes. He had 39 yards rushing and a touchdown, but...
And that's just the Niners' defense. The defense is that good, and we'll get to it later, losing your D coordinator.
Right.
But this defense was championship level, and it really, I'm the biggest Niner hater of all time. I'll coin myself as that. But I do hate to see a team that I think could win the championship have to go through what they went through.
Right. It's frustrating.
You hate to see it.
It's disappointing.
when I was watching it, I was shocked. I'm like, this can't be happening. Like, life can't be that good for me right now. You know, like, I can't be. You told me I'm watching this.
Right.
This is what's going on for the Niners.
Right.
When they have won the last 13 games, right? 12 games, 13. It just really does suck, no matter what.
And I think every time you like,
I think if you were to watch, you don't hate the Cowboys like I hate the Niners, but I think you would have felt the same way for me, and I think I would have felt the same way if I were you. If this would happen to the Cowboys last week or 2 weeks ago.
like I wouldn't be gloating about a win over the Cowboys if like Dak Prescott got hurt in the first quarter.
Exactly.
You know, it's just everyone wants their team to win, but in the right in proper circumstances.
You want them to both go head to head
and
you
duke
want
it out.
full
Yes.
health.
You want even though you want your team to win no matter what, you want to see it happen on full strength.
Yeah, and Eagles fans obviously are they really tripping that they're in the Super Bowl now because this happened? No, but I'm sure some fans are like, well, yeah, we won.
Yeah.
But we really didn't play the Niners A team. I would have loved to have kind of seen how that went.
I did think about that. It's like, as a Philly fan, you can't. To me, I don't think they should feel very good about this performance. I can't blame them for being happy about being in the Super Bowl. But should they feel good about the performance? I don't really think so. I mean, the fact that they only put up 269 yards and had the ball for almost 38 minutes of the game.
But like I just said, that is one of the best defenses, probably the best defense in the league they're playing against.
True.
And you got to hand it to the Eagles defense. They did hurt Brock Purdy, and he was out.
Yeah, I mean, the play they made was a big play.
Their defense was the reason why Brock Purdy was not able to finish the game.
Right.
And you could argue ultimately the reason why the Niners did not win that game.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely the reason why the Niners never had a chance. There's no doubt about that.
And I hate to say players are trying to hurt other players.
I don't think that was even the case on that play either.
Well, no, I'm not saying he was like headhunting or anything like that, but it's like as a defense, are you trying your best to try to get guys out of the game? Because that's your job, right?
I think you're trying to be physical and be rough and make guys earn every yard or every down they get, but.
I think it's a hard question. I think it's a hard question for me because
trying to hurt someone and trying to injure someone, I think is two different things, though. And
I don't think he was. I don't think the defender at the time.
No, he was trying to make a play.
It was a football play.
Trying to make a play. Yeah. And
he
actually made a great play.
He was trying to force.
He made a huge play.
And it was a fumble, but he tried to force a fumble that was more of your normal type of fumble that is close to behind the line of scrimmage, not one that goes 7 yards down the field.
Yeah, right.
And is, shooting star dropping.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to discount the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they are probably the deserved team to be in the Super Bowl from the NFC overall.
Best team all season?
I think they were the best team all season. I think people slept on them going into the playoffs too, which I didn't understand, but there's the injury factor and all that. But in this particular instance, I think they were gift wrapped that game. They didn't have to earn it.
So you're telling me the Eagles had to face Daniel Jones, who had a good year, and then
who played a fucking terrible game against that,
and then Brock Purdy for 5 snaps, or
to
begin the game 5 snaps.
Yeah.
And then
5 legitimate snaps.
And then Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
And then Brock Purdy, who didn't throw the ball
without
more than 3 times. It's, if you're an Eagles fan, hey, we're there.
Yeah. No, I mean.
But now now you're playing
Patty.
You're playing 15.
Yeah.
You're playing 15.
You're playing the other Patty, the baddie.
you're playing the baddest man
on
the motherfucking planet right now. Okay, who plays football?
Mm-hmm.
So this ain't Daniel Jones. This ain't Josh Johnson / Brock Purdy. No. You're playing 15. You're playing 87, who he throws to. Yeah. You better make sure you got 3 guys in that motherfucker. Yeah. Let me tell you. So this ain't gonna be a cakewalk. I just don't see it.
No.
One thing I want to say about Brock Purdy again is, so rookie quarterbacks are now 0-5 in championship games. You probably knew that.
Yep.
I'm sure most people knew that. It's just, I think we knew that this was gonna end eventually. Even you in our pool had.
I had the Niners going.
We both had the Niners and Chiefs going, and the Chiefs winning.
Right.
But it seemed too good to be true. It's kind of more like a Cinderella story, and Brock Purdy's proven that he can play this game.
Right.
And will he be the Niners quarterback next year? I hope so. I just think it sucks.
It's going to be hard timing wise.
It is going to be hard.
I mean,
It seems like it's Trey's job.
I would be a little bit shocked if he doesn't start at least one game next year, and I think that's due to maybe a possible injury or a benching somewhere along the line. I don't think he starts the first game though. I think that would be really hard for him to get to that point.
Yeah. And he shouldn't have to, and he shouldn't push for that.
Right.
And I think he's earned to be on the Niners for another year at least.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's under contract for one. I don't know how long his contract is as a 7th rounder. I think it's probably only 2 years, but he will probably have at least an option for the following season. So, yeah.
And the last note I have on Niners is that they still have a longer Super Bowl winning drought than the Dallas Cowboys. Don't ever forget that. Don't let the media ever let you forget about that, okay?
You know, I read our friend Manny tweet that the Niners have their whatever drought. I was like, I'm glad you're hanging on your hat on that '96 Super Bowl.
I retweeted that.
I know you retweeted it. That's how I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't say anything, but I just said, in my head.
I have been very petty on Twitter the past 5 days. Can you blame me? Can you blame me?
Sure
it's a team that I despise, who's knocked my team out the past 2 years.
Which feels great.
I'm sure it's great. Next year when the Cowboys play the Niners again, and they beat them.
It's one of those things where, like, I did think about the fact that even though the Niners didn't win last week, winning the previous week and not letting you have that against all of us.
I'm sure it's great.
If it's a silver lining. It really is.
I'm really happy for you.
And you're right. I don't hate the Cowboys as much as you hate the Niners. But maybe this rivalry can get going. It would be so much fun.
I hope.
It would be so much fun.
I hope we can get 3 in a row.
Because I would love to hate the Cowboys. I just don't like them. That's me right now. I don't really have a football team that I legitimately hate. Like, I love beating the Seahawks. But the Rams were a fake rivalry. But
you hated the Seahawks at one point.
There was a little, like, when the Patriots beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, I screamed at the television.
I'm sure a lot of us were like, "What?"
When they showed that shot of Sherman crying, I flipped him off through the television. I felt so good. I was like a 21-year-old asshole. It felt so good.
I'm sure it was great. I remember how butthurt I was at that moment, at that interception, because I knew the Niner fans were so happy, and I that's why I was mad.
Yeah,
this is how
I can understand.
Hey, this is how deep it runs for me.
I understand.
It's almost a sickness. I think I almost like seeing the Niners lose, and I like to see the Cowboys win.
Well, there's certainly that when it comes to rivalries. Like, I love seeing the Dodgers lose. I'd rather see the Giants win than the Dodgers lose, for sure, but it's close.
I'd rather see the Cowboys win than see the Niners lose.
Yeah.
When I see the Niners lose on such a high stage,
it's definitely
it's great.
It gets the juices flowing.
It's great.
Sure.
I start flexing. I start flexing.
Stop. I will say I'm glad that we're going to be able to go to France, and none of the 3 of us are going to have to be stressed about the Super Bowl.
You have no idea, like, the sigh of relief I had thinking that same thing. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Me, you, or Deb have no stake in this game really at all.
Yeah. So we're just going to go get to watch it and enjoy ourselves.
It's just going to be great.
And we're going to watch it somewhere.
We're going to, whether it's in the Airbnb or
at
a bar.
I'm down to go to that bar that we've been talking about.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
It'll be open.
Yep.
We'll be there until from midnight till about 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to get much sleep that night.
No, it's gonna be a long day the next day.
Looking forward to it.
All right, let's talk about the AFC Championship game. You ready?
Yes. See, this game, I watched the Niners game pretty much start to finish.
I didn't watch this game for shit.
Very closely. I didn't watch this game much at all.
I gotta be honest. Like, I turned on drinking mode like in the third quarter of the Niner game.
Yeah.
And I did, however, go back and watch the YouTube highlight video.
Okay.
Of the NFL Post, which they do a great job, by the way.
I like how you have Mahomes versus Burrow, Patty, his stats, and then Shiesty, his stats.
Got to keep it fresh, you know.
I like it.
But, I mean, just a nice, back and forth kind of game. Actually, the Chiefs were in the lead for most of the game, but the Bengals, they hung on there. Chiefs did end up winning 23-20. Mm-hmm. It really was, it did come down to the production of the quarterbacks, I felt like. Mahomes finished 20 out of 43 for 325 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have the one fumble, which was a weird play. I don't know if you saw that one, where he just dropped like it was, I think, going to be a wide receiver screen, and he just never had it in his hands, and then turned it over. Joe Burrow, 26 out of 41 for 270. just one touchdown and had the 2 picks that were huge.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Mahomes definitely a decided edge in that matchup. But good game nonetheless. Neither team had the running game going.
You think
sure.
you think Burrowhead got under Mahomes' skin?
yeah. I think it got under a lot of people's skin. I think it was. I will say, I know a lot of people probably, especially Niner fans, were rooting against the Chiefs in this situation. But to me, Cincinnati, they got too cocky. And not even really the team, but the fan base as well. Like the mayor doing that bullshit, like calling, Patrick Mahomes Joe Burrow's son. Like, stop it.
He said that?
Yeah. Did you see that? Like, fucking...
Well, I heard Mahomes and I think Kelsey talking shit about the mayor, but I didn't...
Yeah, that was what it was in response to.
I had a feeling that he was talking some kind of smack. He was calling him his son?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Hey. That mayor should not run.
No, he's out. He jinxed it big time.
That's bad. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Come on, you're a grown ass man, professional.
Yeah.
You're a mayor of a city or a town.
And you're involved in politics, not sports, dog. Like, stay in your lane. For one.
Yeah, like you could say,
Go Bengals.
I'd be okay if you even say like Burrowhead as a joke.
Yeah.
You can't be calling another man's like another guy's son. You know what I mean?
No,
that's a little too much. Somebody with that kind of power, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Can't be doing
I felt like.
that.
And
I'm
like,
sure he feels like a dumbass guy.
Even like that Bengals fan I met a couple weeks ago, I think I may have told you about, who was like, "Oh, Joe Burrow is definitely a better quarterback than Mahomes because he's beat him 3 times." It's like, let's talk again after this championship game.
Yeah. So you're telling me Mahomes, who's had the MVP, the Super Bowl win, the Super Bowl MVP,
and gonna win the MVP again this year,
has been to 2 Super Bowls, now 3rd.
Yeah.
Can win MVP again.
Yeah.
Could win Super Bowl MVP again.
Yeah.
Unless Travis Kelsey has like a 18 reception game.
Right.
Something like that. Come on. That's...
And think about it. I think everyone's pretty realistic to think that Mahomes has got more talent than Burrow.
Yes.
Burrow's a good player. No question about it. He's done some things that nobody expected him to at this point. But
I'm not sure if anybody in the history of football has had this talent. Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, he's like Aaron Rodgers, but maybe a better athlete, or I think definitely a better athlete. It's not his game to be like a runner necessarily, but definitely a better athlete, and probably even a little bit stronger arm. So
Cincinnati, you got humbled. It was a close game, but you got humbled. It sucks that this game had to have ended how it did because
that was not ideal.
That push out of bounds. I'm not going to grill the guy because I did see how he made a lot of that player. I forget what his name is.
Joseph Osai.
He had a lot of good plays in this game.
He did,
and it sucks that he'll be known for that for a long time unless he does something that.
And the bummer is he fucking tore his ACL on that play.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, dude! Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That sucks. And it's, I think the Chiefs still, it was going to be 8 seconds left. They had no timeouts, so maybe they could have made something happen.
There's still wasn't.
Could have been, would have been, should have been.
Exactly.
But that's not what happened, and the Chiefs were able to obviously get field goal range and win the game.
Right.
Essentially, not at the buzzer, but it was damn
pretty
close.
much. Yeah.
It just I feel bad for what was his name?
Joseph Osai.
Joseph Osai.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. I think he's gonna think about that for a long time.
Right.
And he's probably not. Let's say the Bengals make it to this game again next year. Like if he tore his ACL, like you said, he's not gonna even be there for it probably.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe
not. You hate to see that.
Right. I think a big play, too, in that scenario was Sky Moore's 18-yard punt return that put them in much better position going into that drive.
Or the kick return.
It was a punt return.
Was it a punt return?
Yeah, that's how because they were punting to the Chiefs, yeah.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, I know, like, and we're going to talk about this here in a second, but the talk after the game was about the officiating, blah, blah, blah. But I think the Chiefs they did some things that the Bengals just didn't. I mean, the pass rush for the Chiefs was deadly. Chris Jones and Frank Clark were dominant. 3.5 sacks combined. Big game for Marquez Valdes-Scantling because I think the Chiefs had 3 wide receivers go out during this game.
I had him in fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah. Cheers to that.
Well, some of the year I didn't have him all year.
But he had 6 catches for 116 and a touchdown. So big game for kind of like their number 2 or 3 receiver. But yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow throwing the 2 interceptions, I think that's...
He had 3.
Did he have 3?
I think he had 3.
I thought he only had 2.
I'll look it up real quick.
But to me, that's the bigger thing that we should be looking at. It's, you expect Joe Burrow to have a big game, and he didn't, and you can't put it all on him. But that's the reason that the Bengals are here. Yeah. They had plenty of opportunities, and to be honest, the Chiefs had opportunities to put this game out of reach.
He had 2 picks.
He just had the 2. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would say both teams had their opportunities to make a dent in the score. Mm-hmm. It just came down to an unfortunate penalty at the end of the game.
What's funny is going into this championship weekend, this was the game that I really wanted to watch closely. It was the first one. But of course, the second one we're drinking, we're having a good time. And
Right.
I was able to watch the end of it, which I was happy about.
Yeah. Yeah, because you guys didn't leave before the game was over.
Had to make it back home for dinner and all that.
Yeah.
But Chiefs, man, I'm kind of putting them officially now. I have it in my notes. I'm putting them in the. Let's see. They're starting to feel like the Warriors from 15 to 19.
Yeah,
15 to
yeah, they're definitely in the dynasty mode right now.
Dynasty, they're always gonna make it. I mean, the Warriors made it to the finals every year.
Right.
And the Chiefs, damn close. It's hard. I think it's harder in football. I think we both agree on that.
It's a different scenario.
But just how the Chiefs are, just feels like it's almost automatic at this point. They're gonna make it.
They're at least gonna be in that championship game,
Yeah.
right?
Patrick Mahomes is gonna start his 3rd Super Bowl in 4 years, which is remarkable given his age because he'll be the youngest quarterback to start 3 Super Bowls.
That's crazy.
Right behind Tom Brady by about, I think it's like 50 days.
And this easily
50 days or something.
Easily could have been his 5th.
Yeah.
Easily could have been his 5th.
If it wasn't for D Ford being off sides, 5 years ago.
Right, and then last year just not blowing that lead.
Yeah. It's
Bye.
they're making it look easy, and it sucks for the rest of the league, especially the AFC. But you gotta beat the best to be the best.
Right. Ready?
Yeah. Are we doing another one of these or just the Coronas?
Just. I just wanted to try that out. I knew it would probably be kind of sweet, so I didn't want to.
It's a good call. Good
right.
call. Thank you.
Double down on. So I don't know if you saw any sports talk about the officiating this week, but
Of course.
yeah, I mean,
Of course.
do you like complaining about officiating after the game? I know sometimes there's situations where it's different than others, but
Only if my team loses.
yeah,
And I think that's what everybody does.
that's kind of what it feels like in this situation. Is that a lot of Cincinnati fans are just butthurt about whatever they can.
Or what we didn't mention, were Eagles fans mad when Devontae Smith's catch, the 4th down catch,
Right.
early in the game,
Yeah,
counted when it shouldn't have?
that was tough. I mean, I don't know. Do you feel like that should be put on the 49ers for not challenging, or is that just tough luck? Because the Eagles did run to the line, they forced the Niners' hand to say, "Hey, we're going to do it or not," and then they clearly showed a replay later in the game that
I heard this, and it's a good point. I feel like any time ever that I can remember that situation happening, where they're going up quick after a play like
just
that.
fucking do it.
No, well, they're going up quick after a play like that. It's like one of those 50-50 ball type things.
Right.
And before, or it's either they snap it right before they snap it, refs call it off. They're like, the previous play's under review.
Right.
And I don't really know why that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe it's because it was so early in the game. I don't really know, but it just
Yeah.
seems a little weird that in that moment, and you saw Devontae Smith. This is like I'm pounding my fists against
let's
each other.
go. Yeah.
Let's go. We gotta go.
yeah, that's how to help.
And that's how they got it so quickly. How they got up to the ball so quickly.
Right.
It was weird. It was very strange, and I hate on Twitter. Everyone's like, "No, it's scripted." This shit ain't scripted, man.
That talk has to stop.
I can't prove it. Just like people who are saying that it is scripted can't prove either. So
Right.
we both need to shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
To me, people that think it's scripted, just stop watching sports then. I don't need to hear your fucking opinions if that's what you're going to say. That's just a lame, lazy take, in my opinion.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Things happen.
Yeah.
Different teams win. Scripted?
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
I think...
and you're telling me people wouldn't come out and say it's scripted before Arian Foster did on fucking Barstool Sports earlier in the week.
I didn't see or hear what he said, but I saw that he did say something in that range. Yeah. I'm like, bro, you gotta stop it.
And so what's the next excuse? Oh, well, Arian Foster was the first guy because he's like the only woke guy ever in the NFL. Like, and that's part of the script.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to hear that shit.
Right.
You don't care about sports enough.
Yeah.
You don't care about watching sports that much. You gotta be a man to know that, hey, shit happens. People are human.
Yeah.
You want robot umps too? Run around like RoboCop for the NFL?
I think our boy Colin Cowherd makes a good point in that if the NFL was scripted, then I think the biggest brand, your Cowboys, wouldn't have gone now 27 years without a Super Bowl.
Unless Jerry Jones...
Or even being close to a Super Bowl, for that matter.
Unless Jerry Jones signed a deal for this script in the early 90s, like, hey, you're going to win 3 early in your owning, and then the next 30 years you ain't going to get shit.
Yeah, but I mean, let's think about it.
There's always a conspiracy.
The other big markets, like the New York Jets and Giants, haven't been shit for like fucking 10 years.
Well, Jets longer than...
Yeah, but even the Giants, they won that Super Bowl. They haven't been good ever since.
I love a good conspiracy, but this one to me has nothing to it.
No, everyone's gonna say every sport's fucking rigged.
And I'm shocked that
the Yankees haven't won a fucking championship since 2009.
And I'm shocked that Barstool Sports, which is it's a credible site, whatever.
Yeah, but they're just looking for fucking clickbait.
That's what I told Devin today.
They're really not credible if you think about it.
It's the epitome of clickbait.
Yeah, they are a clickbait site.
And it worked because people have been talking about that. You know how many times I've seen that Arian Foster clip? Yeah. A quote tweeted with, something funny. It's not scripted, man. Come on. It's not.
Like, why would I know there's a lot of money involved, but why would anyone join the NFL to be a part of a movie?
Yeah, it does pay well.
It pays well, but why would you be a part of it?
I could go down this rabbit hole of proving it wrong or right. You know what I mean?
Why would you risk your life to be part of a movie?
Yeah.
Because, we've seen guys get fucked up in the NFL.
Like Aaron Hernandez. You're telling me that was part of his script?
Yeah, right?
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Chill.
Yeah, it's just... I'm not on that train. I'll laugh at the memes and all that, but I'm never going to believe that any sport is scripted. At least for the players.
Yeah.
The referees maybe.
It would take a lot for me to get to that point. And I'm not too naive to think that some referees are corrupt.
Exactly.
Because we've obviously seen it.
I don't think that's what happened over this weekend.
No, I don't either. But I don't think that it's impossible.
No.
Obviously, we saw the fucking Steve Donaghy or whatever the fuck his name is. Tim Donaghy, yeah. But yeah. Anyhow, that was fun.
Yeah, that was great.
The NFL is rigged. As we've concluded, the NFL is rigged.
And so now we're going to stop talking about that for the rest of this podcast.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man. You're saying it's rigged, but you're still going to watch every fucking Sunday.
Exactly.
Like everybody else does, okay?
Well, I guess there are a lot of WWE fans out there, so...
Chill. Danny's going to come for you.
Bring it, darts. Let's go. What are your thoughts on this matchup in the Super Bowl?
What do I think?
Just off the top, like
off top, I like the Chiefs.
No,
I do. You know why? Because Patrick Mahomes has only lost.
He's
only lost to Tom Brady in his playoff career. Actually, no, Joe Burrow. That's a lie.
Yeah. Joe Burrow's pretty cool.
Nah, that whole thing doesn't make any sense. Now. I don't think about that. I do like the Chiefs though because of Patrick Mahomes.
I am with you on that.
How can you not?
I'm with you on that. But
I do think the Eagles are a better team.
The Eagles have a more complete roster, probably, and still a very capable quarterback.
Yeah.
But Jalen Hurts can't play like he did against the Niners and expect to win.
No, absolutely not. Mahomes will make you pay.
Yep. But I think on paper the matchup is fantastic. It's about as good as you can ask for, honestly. Definitely good contrast too, because you have the Chiefs who are certainly more of a passing offense, and then the Eagles who play off their run game quite a bit. They have the RPO game going and the play action passing game as well.
Yeah.
And a fucking phenomenal defense. I can't take that away from them either.
I'm glad you wanted to mention this because I was going to mention this, and it's very well known at this point. But this is the first Super Bowl ever that to have 2 starting black quarterbacks.
It's pretty amazing.
I think it's a big deal. You know, you have these guys saying like, oh, why is it all of a sudden mad about race? Shut the fuck up. Sit down. You know why it matters? Is because I think there's only been 3 black starting quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl. I believe it's Doug Williams, the first one, Russell Wilson,
Oh yeah.
and then Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been any other ones.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's been some others that have played in it. Donovan McNabb, Steve McNair. Probably forgetting some, but Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And we know that the NFL, for a long time, has been white quarterbacks.
Well, that's the thing is that I think even for a lot of our lifetime watching football, it's the narrative has been, well, those guys are athletes. They should be playing, wide receiver, running back, and not quarterback. But that has changed quite a bit over the last probably 10 years, give or take.
Well, if you really want to get down to it, I've heard that it's because they didn't want black guys being quarterbacks because they didn't think they can retain information.
There was also a misconception, or not a misconception by fans, but a misconception by the people evaluating players. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
So I think it's great. I think it's really cool. I love this. I really do. And
it's going to happen more and more.
And it should and it shouldn't have taken this long. I'll say that. It should not have taken this long.
Right.
But nonetheless, it's here, and get used to it because I agree with you. I think it's going to happen more often than not, and I love it. Just keep it coming.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of fun that the Kelsey brothers are going to be playing against each other.
Didn't have a chance today to listen to their podcast because the Kelsey brothers do have a podcast,
right.
New Heights, pretty well known.
Mm-hmm. I'm
going to listen to it. It's like they do like 2 hours. They're like us.
Yeah.
They kiss 2 hours.
They turn it.
They were the first brothers to ever face off as players in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is a little surprising. That's also, I think it's hard to have that happen.
Right.
Because, obviously the Harbaugh brothers were the coaches as brothers.
True, yeah.
Can you imagine being Travis and Jason Kelsey's mom?
Right.
Or parents, I guess.
Yeah. One of them said, our mom's going to win either way. I think it might have been Travis. I don't remember.
Travis was like, my mom wins.
Yeah.
But it's, okay, so it's not even the fact that she gets to see her sons play in the Super Bowl, which is remarkable.
Right.
It's the fact that she gave birth and raised 2 players that are going to be in the Hall of Fame. Travis Kelce's going to be there.
Right.
And Jason Kelce does not play a sexy position like Travis does.
Right.
But he gets the job done. He has been
one of the best centers.
One of the best centers
of our generation.
All time, but of our generation for sure.
Absolutely.
They're both going Hall of Fame. Congrats to both of them. I will be listening to the podcast episode as soon as I can. I bet you this will be their biggest viewed or listened episode.
I would think so.
Because their podcast's only been going on for maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, I was going to say the last couple of years maybe. Yeah.
And it's just going to be fun to hear what they have to say, And I wonder if they'll take a week off. I wonder if the teams will be like, hey, just kind of separate yourself for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice.
I saw a few funny sarcastic tweets that were in the range of, God, I wouldn't have guessed that Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce were brothers. Because it's just been so broadcasted that they're, potential brother versus brother for the Super Bowl even leading up to the games.
If you were to take away their last names and you were to look at both of them, though, they're complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
Well, yeah, because Jason's got the big old beard. I think if you shaved off his beard, you'd be like, okay, yeah, they're brothers, but they don't look much alike.
Travis Kelce's swaggy. Yeah. Jason Kelce goes to work.
He's fucking, yeah.
He's
lumberjack style.
He's meat and potatoes.
Yeah, he's Carhartt.
100%.
And not that Travis couldn't be Carhartt, but he's more, he's a little more Gucci as well.
Yeah. Travis he's swag.
Yeah.
He got the swag for sure.
Right. I also like the thought of Andy Reid facing his former team. I think that's kind of a cool narrative going on here as well.
Also, Sirianni's playing his former team.
Yeah, I forgot that he was like a position coach.
Coach for the Chiefs. Yeah, I forget what positions, but from 2009 to 2012.
Yeah.
I love a good storyline.
And that was not under Andy Reid though. No. I want to say no. Maybe 1 or 2 of those years.
Was either like 2013? Was
Andy Reid? He may have been.
But it's cool that both these guys have relations to each team.
Right.
And you don't like Sirianni. I don't really like Sirianni either.
He's just annoying.
He's like I said, he's the perfect Philly guy.
The thing I don't like
cocky.
about him is, he is cocky.
He's cocky.
He kind of talks and walks around as if he's done everything. When I give credit, he's playing in the Super Bowl, but he really ain't done shit. Like, hold your water, buddy.
This is his first year, no, second year?
Second year as coach, no.
Coach.
And he's built up that team. You know, you got to give a lot of credit to the front office for putting it together as well. But he's gotten Jalen Hurts playing at a level that I don't think a lot of people would have expected.
Not at all.
But I still don't like his attitude.
No. He's too cocky for my liking.
Yeah.
Well, because...
And I don't mind confidence, but
Yeah, like
if it's
Joe
earned,
Burrow,
that's one thing.
Like Joe Burrow's confident.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni
It's
is cocky.
Yeah.
That's
I don't mind confidence when it's earned, but I don't think he's earned it.
That's the best way I can think of it.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is confident. Sirianni's cocky.
Yeah.
But for Philly, they love that shit.
Yeah, it's right up
They
there.
eat that shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I mean, Philly is just like a cocky fucking energy type town.
Yeah. Absolutely. Other NFL offseason news, the Chargers hire my former boy, Kellen Moore, as their offensive coordinator after being fired by the Cowboys. What are your thoughts on that?
I gotta say, it sounds like Mike McCarthy is taking over play calling duties.
This is Mike McCarthy's last year.
It's his make or break for sure.
Unless they make the champion. I think the
1000%.
The championship game is the bar for him. If he makes it to that, he's going to stay as coach. If not, he's got to be done.
100%. Because he's putting all his chips in his basket.
But unfortunately for you, Mr. Bull Prediction Cowboys coach, Sean Payton is hired as the Broncos head coach. So you'll take a shot an hour later.
I don't have any shots to take right now, but we'll do it. I'll give you that.
No,
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I'm not kidding if you want to take a shot. What are you thinking about Sean Payton?
I think, speaking of putting all your chips in a basket, he's doing that the same with Russell Wilson because
the Broncos as a whole.
Right, because not only have they traded away for first-round draft picks to get Russell Wilson, they're giving away a first and a second to the Saints to get Sean Payton in this situation.
Sean Payton has made it work with short quarterbacks before, so let's see if he can do it again.
We'll see. I don't know if I like the comparison with him and Drew Brees, though. I don't think they're the same player.
No.
I think Russell Wilson's success in the past was very much predicated on his athleticism, his capability from the pocket.
Yeah.
Drew Brees was always a pocket guy and just was unbelievably accurate. Mm-hmm. Russell Wilson, not a terribly inaccurate quarterback, but last year was really rough. He's going to have a lot to do to turn that thing around.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, your former defensive coordinator, DeMeco Ryans, is now hired as the head coach by the Texans. He played for the Texans.
Drafted by him.
So it's nice to see him go back home, quote-unquote home.
I love this for him.
You don't love this for your team.
No, I mean, he was, in recent history in the same realm as Robert Saleh and Vic Fangio as far as quality defensive coordinators for the 49ers. So it really sucks to see him leave, but it's absolutely well-deserved. I love that, especially for him going to the Texans, who have had two different coaches the last 2 years. Yeah. He's getting a 6-year contract, which kind of almost guarantees him at least 3 years to figure things out. So there's some security there.
They'll probably get Bryce Young.
They're going to draft a quarterback at least, if not this year, definitely next year.
Yeah.
And he'll get a chance to build up that roster and see what he can do with it. I like him. I think he's a good motivational guy as well, and I think he's also stoic at the same time. Kind of reminds me, and not to make the black on black comparison, but it reminds me of Mike Tomlin, though.
Okay.
Good.
Hey, if it's Mike
if you
Tomlin,
can be as successful as Mike Tomlin,
the Texans will take that 10 times out of 10 every day.
Yeah.
So the 49ers are looking into Steve Wilkes and Vic Fangio.
Little reunion.
Bring him back. So what do you think about that? I don't know who Steve Wilkes is.
Steve Wilkes was the coach of the Panthers after Matt Rule got fired.
Okay.
So he was their defensive coordinator.
And I've heard of Vic Fangio, obviously, with the Harbaugh.
Yeah, he was the Harbaugh. Yeah. I would take Vic back in a heartbeat. I know he ran a different scheme than what the Niners have run the last few years. But that's not to say that he couldn't adjust to the personnel.
Yeah.
But Vic was a fucking hell of a coordinator. He had some great defenses during that Harbaugh era. So I would certainly welcome him back. But I trust the 49ers regime to make the right decision.
They usually have.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't had the success that every fan wishes they would have, obviously.
Right.
But they're a good organization. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And obviously, news of the day kind of came as a surprise. Tom Brady retires, what I think is for real this time.
Yes, I think it's pretty legit. I don't feel like he's that Brett Favre type of guy to retire multiple times and come back multiple times.
Tom Brady is the CEO type. Brett Favre was kind of a, loosey goosey, breezy type guy.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady's a CEO. I think back and forth would be bad for the brand.
Right.
So I think this time he's for real. And if you want to hear us talk about how great Tom Brady was, you can refer back to episode 84, which was on
I'm glad you got that
February 2nd, 2022.
I did that research today as well. I'm glad you did.
I had it in my notes. Because we had it in ISR jail.
It's in jail. We are not going to give him any of his flowers.
So I'll say it one more time. Episode 84, 2222 is when we talked about it. And I got one thing to say to Tom Brady.
Party's over, Grandpa.
Bye, Tom.
See ya.
It was great.
Have a great retirement.
Thanks for the memories. And your last loss was against who?
The Cowboys!
My Dallas Cowboys. Press the button. How about them? Oh, man.
Y'all thought that button was retired. Not so fast.
Nope. We love it too much, Danny. We're afraid to let it go.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to say about the NFL. Pro Bowl. You watching it this weekend?
No, sir.
Neither. It's the Pro Bowl games, whatever that means.
Yeah.
I don't think...
They're doing skills competition and flag football on Sunday.
Is there a chance I watch some of any of this? Absolutely.
I'll probably watch the Bush Clash instead.
Actually, no. You know what I'm doing on Sundays? I get ready.
Packing.
Get ready to go.
Yeah.
So I might have it on the TV while I'm packing or something.
Right.
But I got other things to do.
Excusez-moi. That was fun.
It was.
TV timeout. Damn, the Hawks are just giving to the Suns right now.
Party's over, Grandpa.
Classic.
This is the closest thing I can get to a soundboard, so I'm just trying my best right now.
Yeah, I feel it. You done with football?
I am.
Okay, so we're going to do one final PSG update before we leave for France on Monday.
Oh, we're
Can
going.
you believe it?
No, I can't.
It feels weird. 5 days away,
I'm
baby.
gonna be shitting my pants on that plane. I'm telling you right now.
Actually, we're really closer to like 4 days, 4.5 days away from leaving. So PSG, they are still atop League One after today's 3-1 victory over Montpellier.
Good job.
Thank you.
I would not have gotten close to that.
Say it with me, Montpellier.
Montpellier.
Yep.
Okay.
They got a 5-point cushion in the standings over Marseille, who they will be playing in the Coupe de France next week. Unfortunately, Mbappe did have to leave in the 21st minute today with a knee injury. Hopefully, it's just a stinger. But yeah, fingers crossed. We need that boy healthy for when we're there.
Yeah.
On Valentine's Day for the Champions League game.
Kisses.
I do not give them much of a chance against Bayern Munich without Mbappe. So
You're telling me so I gotta watch a loss and I'm sober?
just stop. We're gonna be hammered before we go in.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're getting.
Yes, we are.
We're getting a healthy buzz. Healthy buzz.
Yeah, hammered's a little too much.
Yeah. I don't want to be blacked out when I walk in, but healthy buzz. Might find a Heineken Zero inside the stadium. Maybe a Bud Zero if that's what they're serving, but doubtful.
We'll see.
Yeah. But overall, PSG kind of looking to get back into form after 3 winless matches in January. Yeah, it's just been a weird month or so since the World Cup ended. They haven't really been, clicking on all celeinders. But we got a few more matches before we get to our game.
Yes.
There will be 2 road games that we can watch. Maybe at a bar when we're in town.
Yeah.
While we're there. But nonetheless, It's coming up, baby.
coming
It's
up.
coming.
Ooh, I can't believe it.
We're gonna be in the Parc de France in 13 days. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. I'm not gonna believe it. I'm not gonna believe any of this is happening until we're actually doing it.
Right. Yeah.
I know it's happening, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I gotta see it.
Even being on the plane, I'm not gonna feel it. I think once we like get off the tarmac and you know
It's gonna be different.
get the whiff of baguette and a little cigarette smoke.
Yeah, right.
That'll really really tie us into France.
No kidding.
You ready?
No.
No.
No, I mean, I'm nervous.
It's hard to be ready until you
I'm
really
nervous. I mean,
there.
I'm definitely nervous. Like I was telling your mom earlier, I'm nervous of the unknown.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to another country. I never thought. I mean, the furthest I've been away from here is fucking Oregon.
Really? You've never gone to the East Coast?
No,
Oh wow.
no, not even close. I've been to San Diego. It's about as far down as I've been, and as far up as I've been is Oregon.
Wow.
And then
And then over to Tahoe.
Tahoe, yeah,
Tahoe Arena.
Nevada. So this to me, it's gonna be
Another world.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be great. Looking forward to it. Still haven't really found any shoes to wear, but I might have to buy inserts.
Have you not gotten those ones that Devin got? Or you're not sold on?
No, she. So I told her not to, and I think she canceled it, so the whole thing canceled.
Gotcha. Which
Which is okay because I've kind of looked them up. I just know how I am. I'm not gonna like how they look at my feet, and it matters to me. I wish it didn't matter to me, but it matters to me. I have to.
Yeah,
I have look good, feel good, but I like to feel good and look good.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. That's fair.
Actually, no, it's a look good, feel good thing because I.
Look good first, and then feel good's like secondary, but still important.
As long as I get some inserts, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll probably still buy some shoes. I just don't feel like paying like $100 for these Vans that I want to get. But they're like bougie.
Are they different?
They're like bougie Vans, you know. They're like snow Vans.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we're gonna be there soon. Very, very, very soon.
It's gonna be something, baby.
We could not. We could not drink on Sunday night.
Oh no.
We can't.
I'm probably gonna be calling my week off at Saturday.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good call.
Gage, you
Well,
ready?
and also we're gonna try our best to have an episode, two at least, maybe two.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully the Wi-Fi stuff works out in our Airbnb that we're at. So please understand if we're, it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll have Devin on the next two episodes. if
Yeah,
we have
absolutely.
to. For sure, one, maybe two, if we have two.
She's gonna be there for sure.
You're gonna be on this ride with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate you guys listening, as always. What time is it?
It's this kind of time.
That was easy.
We got both. We're using them both.
Oh yeah.
Last call, son.
Last call.
I just want to give a quick bracket pool update.
I'm glad you did.
It is down to me and Nick, who we've discussed had the same bracket, versus Ethan. So Ethan has the Eagles win the whole thing, right?
He has the Eagles against the Chiefs.
Yes. Yeah, he does. So kudos to him for getting the Super Bowl, right?
Oh yeah. The only person to do that.
Yep. And then, of course, me and Nick have the Chiefs winning the whole thing. So that's our best.
So do I, but I don't have enough.
Right, you didn't have enough points in the earlier rounds to be a winner in this situation. So, yeah, so I'm on the Chiefs, baby. Let's go. I want the Chiefs winning in a lower scoring game because that will give me the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Because I have a 47-point tiebreaker and Nick's got 48.
Oh shit.
Right.
You guys were almost
Isn't that fucking
almost-
ridiculous?
exact.
Yeah, and we not even being almost exact, but we were just so good in our bracket all the way through. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Ethan snuck up there. He snuck
Yeah,
up there.
sneaky. I mean, he had a good bracket all the way through. I think he did take the Bills to beat the Bengals earlier on, so
Yeah.
that hurt his score a little bit, but he is in the lead at the moment. You got anything for last call?
Yeah, I do. Arena football is coming back in 2024.
Is it really?
Yes. So they're gonna have 16 teams playing weekly. They said.
16?
That's what I read on their Twitter account. I think it's their official Twitter account.
Wow.
So my only question is, are the San Jose Sabres a part of that?
That would be sick.
Dude, if it is, hey, we gotta go.
I'm not putting my money on it, but that would be cool.
I mean, where else are you gonna put 16 teams?
I mean, L.A., Vegas, probably.
How cool would that be?
That would be awesome. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
The only thing that's shocking in this, from this side, is that we have USFL coming back for another season. XFL
coming
in 2024, right? So that's a lot of players to compete with. I mean, are there that many football players around that want to be out there?
Well, yeah, but it just depends on how good.
It's just like this.
How good's the product?
It's going to dilute the quality of play. I would imagine. Right?
That's the thing. I mean, arena football. I mean,
Arena football was cool because it was very different.
This is a league that had their own video game.
Right, they did.
Remember Cody had this on Franklin
They
Street.
did, yeah.
He would play this game. This league, I don't see USFL having a game. Maybe they have.
What would be the point?
XFL, they'd have a game.
No,
But the arena football's had a video game. So there is some type of fandom.
I think the cool thing about the Arena League is that it is very different. It's football, but it's a different size arena, of course.
Yeah.
Slightly different rules. It's. I like that more than the other fake football leagues.
I'm going San Jose Sabres, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, if they can bring them back, that'd be awesome.
If they can bring it back, let's try to go like we say to everything else.
Yeah. Even if they could get like a Sacramento team, that'd be tight. Because they got an arena there that's playable.
Hey, state's capital.
Yep. Obviously, San Jose, they played where the Sharks played. They played at what was HP Pavilion. And that makes more sense because they got the hockey size arena in there, or playing field, if you will. That'd be fun. That'd be good stuff.
That would.
We have the NBA All-Star Reserves announced this week. I actually think it might be tomorrow. I'm not sure. I think we should play the draft game again, like we've done in past years.
Okay.
I know we have.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that we've done that.
Yeah, we have Giannis and LeBron are the captains again. So, yeah, we should do that.
Okay.
Looking forward to. We're gonna get definitely one Sacramento King
for the first time since
tomorrow.
Like 2016.
I think. Yeah, and I think having Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox is a real possibility. Gonna have definitely one of those guys, but maybe two is real possibility.
Last time I checked, they are third in the West.
Yep, absolutely. They won again today.
29 and 21.
Yep.
They are playing, and I have not given them enough credit this year. And this is by far the most Kings games I've watched in a long time. Like, oh, Gage, you're a bandwagon. No, I'm not. It's just like you said before. It's hard to watch bad teams play.
It is, yeah. And I've tapped into a few games as well, and they actually are a great team to watch. They have one of the best offenses in basketball. Yeah. They play an up and down style. They're not a sexy defensive team, but
Mike Brown,
Mike Brown's got something going.
Little Steve Kerr sprinkled up in there,
little Dub Nation heading over to Sacramento.
Man, they're gonna. I mean, I'm knock on wood, but I mean they're gonna make the playoffs, man.
Yeah, I mean at this rate, if they miss the playoffs, that would be devastating.
Exactly.
So that's awesome.
It's great.
Yeah, go Kings, go. Also, we got a lot of exhibition going on this week. We got NHL All-Star Game on Saturday, Pro Bowl, like you mentioned earlier, on Sunday. Also, the NASCAR Busch Clash. NASCAR's back. That's on Sunday as well.
We're having a draft party here on Friday, right?
Yeah, we're doing something. We might go out for it. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I haven't decided.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, NASCAR's here.
NASCAR is here.
We're gonna. I'll be honest. We're gonna not over-report NASCAR like we have in the past this year.
Okay.
Maybe once
every 2 months.
Once every 8 races, something like that.
And we are planning to go to Sonoma again.
Yes, we will be.
And that'll be in July.
June, mid-June.
We were not able to be there, and when I say we, me and Devin, were not able to be there.
That was really disappointing because it was another good time last year.
Yeah.
Couple blackouts as you would expect.
Can't say no to Tahoe though.
Yeah, that's true.
But we really hope to be there this year. I don't see why we couldn't.
Yeah,
and I think it's definitely in the cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
And was it? I forgot. I think you probably told me, but was the traffic that bad last year, or did you guys leave early enough?
No, we hung out in the parking lot afterwards, similarly to what we did the year prior, and traffic was not much a factor at all.
There you go.
I think NASCAR in California has lost its lust, if you will. So, and even like the year before there was a little bit of COVID restrictions going on. They did not allow a full crowd. They did allow a full crowd, but it wasn't packed last year.
Could you see NASCAR shying away from Sonoma?
I don't know if they've signed contracts that will keep them there for a long time or not, but it wouldn't shock me. I know that they have added some more road courses, so I think they do like that it is a road course on the schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope not. I think it's a lot of fun.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, and it gives Northern California fans a chance to go see a race.
Exactly. The last thing I have, and this wouldn't be an ISR episode if I don't mention LeBron James. Last night he passed Mark Jackson, your old boy, and Steve Nash.
And Steve Nash.
And Steve Nash.
Yeah.
He's now fourth all time in assists. LeBron James.
Yeah.
And he is gonna pass Kareem sometime in the next week and a half. You know, we're probably gonna be in Paris for what he does, which I would really like to watch the game when he does.
We'll talk about it though.
But it's just all I'm gonna say, because I've talked to him to nauseum. You just better enjoy this man while we have him, because if we're not gonna see anything like this guy ever again. Maybe we can. Maybe we will. You never know. But it's gonna be a long time before we see something like this ever again.
Yeah.
And I think it's remarkable. He is fourth all time, and that's probably where he's gonna stay. Maybe he can make it to third.
Yeah, I didn't see how far away the next.
I looked at the list last night. I think he has.
He's got a ways to go.
A couple thousand, maybe to go 3.
Right.
John Stockton's at 15,000. He ain't gonna get that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just you're telling me this guy's gonna be first all time in points. He's gonna be top 5 in assists, and probably top 15 or 10 rebounds.
Yeah. I think at this point it's just because he is still so productive at his age. It's kind of disappointing that he's on such a lackluster team.
Yeah.
Like I know like you could probably give him shit for it, but the fact that Westbrook is you're wasting his career playing him next to Westbrook and expecting him to be the third best option on the team. It just sucks for him. I've never been one that's like really, really hard for LeBron by any means, but he's absolutely the best player in our generation and one of the best players of all time.
I could have not gone today without mentioning that scene last night. So
yeah, absolutely. Like he's
pay your respects, because he's not going to be here for much longer.
yeah.
It's gonna be like Tom Brady. Like I talked shit about Tom Brady for years.
Yeah.
And now that he's gone, I'll be like, you know what? That guy was pretty fucking good. And I know he was really good, but you know you don't. I don't think you really appreciate something until it's gone.
Right.
So, congrats to LeBron. He's only going to climb higher on lists.
Right. And he's got that record coming.
Exactly.
Just a few more games.
Just a few more games.
Yep. All right. We'll be in Paris next time we talk to y'all.
We will.
Thank you so much for listening, watching.
Appreciate it.
This has been just another episode on the docket. I
February
guess.
1.
February 1,
February
baby.
1.
Yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, listening. We'll see you next week from Paris, France. Peace.